I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I am going to share with you The Victorian Home in Cross Stitch by Barbara Thompson and Anne Green. This one popped up in my Amazon recommendations, and there was nothing to go by but the title and the picture of the cover. I love cross-stitch dollhouses, and I could not find any more information about this book. The publication date is 1996. So I took the plunge and ordered it in hopes that there would be more than just the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. It seemed like there absolutely had to be. I don't usually order books sight unseen, but I'm glad I did on this one. And spoilers, there is the drawing room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom, the nursery, the entrance hall, and stairs. So we do have a complete house in this book, along with a lot of other projects. And here is the house as it is charted. We have the nursery in the attic, the bathroom, the master bedroom, the drawing room, staircase and landing, the kitchen, and the entryway. I was hoping for a complete house, so I was very happy to see that. Each of the rooms has its own chapter, and there is some writing explaining the features of a proper Victorian house and also the colors of the room and why the designers have chosen those. This is the drawing room. I love the details of the fireplace and the bric-a-brac on the tabletop. There are also smaller projects scattered through the book. To get my camera to focus on them, there are some tiny brooches and some larger cards. There is also a sampler, Home Sweet Home. There's several samplers in the book. And there are also some scenes that are not connected with the main house. This is a Christmas scene, and I like the way they say that if you are stitching the Christmas tree and get your shades of green mixed up or a stitch or two out of place, that it will not matter. I have never seen a cross-stitch book offer that kind of reassurance before. Here is the kitchen with its stove, and the stove absolutely dominates that kitchen, which I think is true of Victorian houses. And the conservatory. When and if I get around to stitching the complete house for myself, I'm hoping I can find a way to incorporate the conservatory because I just love it. There's also a vegetable sampler, and what confuses me about this is that it says it is our first example of a cross-stitch picture that may be given to a man. But they're not assuming that all vegetable gardeners are men. I don't know what makes this masculine and the other things in the book not masculine. With some little breadcloths with vegetables. The gardener standing in front of his greenhouse. Again, he does not fit into the main house. Another sampler. Old gardeners never die, they just spade away and throw in the trowel. And here is the bedroom with its not 4-post roof bed. I think they explain in here what it is. A half tester. And I love the details of the wallpaper and the portrait and the draperies, and a needlepoint cushion, which I think is possibly the only needlepoint project in the book. A night dress case, which is something I am assuming you might have found in a Victorian home, but it's not something I am familiar with. And here's our bathroom with its clawfoot tub. They did explain that although in the parlor it is made clear that our Victorian house does not have gas or electricity, it does have a bathroom with running water that would have been added later in the Victorian period. They went to a lot of work to justify what is in this house and what is not. and some pretty linens you can stitch, and the nursery with its log cabin quilts and assortment of toys. I love these little vignettes with the Victorian toys, and I totally see myself stitching the ark and the castle or dollhouse or whatever this is supposed to be. And then we have some room signs with, I should have looked earlier, yes, those are the same images from a page or so ago, just with a different purpose. And another sampler. Someone came knocking at my wee small door. Someone came knocking, I'm sure, sure, sure. I listened, I opened, I looked to left and right, but not there was a stirring in the still dark night. I had not heard that one before, and I can't decide if I like it or not. The entranceway. And here's the maid. Again, she does not fit in with the large finished house. I don't know what the intention for those was. And then here we have some little pillows. And the stairs and landing. There are two versions of the stairs and landing, which I have not quite figured out why. I think the other one comes later in the book. Home is Where the Heart Is, another sampler. And then there is a chart showing the placement of all of the rooms. They did the house. I do not understand this. I'm honestly bewildered by this. So if you look at the house as it is pictured in the back of the book, each of the rooms was stitched separately and then added together. If you look closely in the photograph, and my camera is not going to pick it up, these are raw edges of the Ada, and I don't know why. And at first I thought that this is how it was intended to be done, but there are also instructions for stitching the entire house as one piece. And I'm going to flip back to the very beginning somewhere. Nope, this is the same one where they have taken and mounted the individual pieces on fabric. I don't know if that was a design choice to make it easier to photograph the individual rooms for the production of the book. I personally won't do it that way. And yes, I am crazy enough to believe that I will stitch every cross-stitch dollhouse in my growing collection of cross-stitch dollhouse patterns. Don't argue with me. Let me cling to my delusions. So again, this is the Victorian Home in Cross Stitch by Barbara Thompson and Anne Green. I will put some Amazon affiliate links in the description below. I bought this book completely based on its cover, and I am glad that I did, and I hope this video will help you decide if you need to add this one to your personal collection or not. As of early September 2019, when I'm filming this, it looks like there are a lot of very affordable copies available over the internet. If you know of any other books of cross-stitch house patterns, please leave a comment and let me know, because I love collecting these, and I do fully intend to stitch a lot of them someday. In all of those hours of time I'm deluded enough to believe that I have in my life to fill. Thank you so much for watching. I am Michelle with Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I will see you again with more videos soon.